Welcome to Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. My name is Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul. My dad always used to say, "How do I know what I think until I see what I say?" I thought about this after watching an old segment of Oprah Winfrey's Super Soul Sunday as she interviewed Sister Joan Chittister, author of the book The Time Is Now, A Call to Uncommon Courage, published in 2019. What caused me pause as I listened to the interview was when they were talking about the lack of human discourse in our society today. Oprah mentioned that we seem to have lost the art of conversation. Joan Sittister replied, "Yes, today human discourse is over. It's now down to 64 to 144 characters that allow you to disrespect another's idea or situation. Suddenly, the more tension or hatred that is spewed, the higher the ratings." That really struck me and caused me to reflect on our conversations today. If you look up conversation, you will see some tutorials on teaching the art, especially for kids. Here are the elements that often are included in that kind of instruction. Number one, greetings. Number two, turn taking. Number three, staying on topic. And number four, asking questions. It might be good for all of us to review those basics, and I bet we would enhance our conversations. My family always teases me about looking to have good talks. They aren't wrong. I love good, meaty, and deep conversations. They give me a chance to learn so much, learn about others, about my own thoughts or feelings, and to gather nuggets of inspiration and information. They allow me to increase my ability to critically think. So, what do you think? Has our society drifted from the kinds of conversations that holds touches of meaning that help us look at life and our way of seeing it more deeply? My brother Pete enlightened me once when he shared his thoughts about schools trying to teach critical thinking to young children. He believes you can't teach critical thinking without having a foundation of knowledge about life and exposure to the world that allows us to put thoughts and experience into a structure called critical thinking. I think I got the essence of what he said, and I also think he may be right. There is no formula for critical thinking. It is after hunting for and gathering experience and information that allows us to put those thoughts into critical perspectives. To that end, I pose the question: are we consciously hunting and gathering experiences and information and then thinking about them and sharing them back and forth in conversations with each other that then becomes rich and fulfilling conversational discourse? Oh, I know this is kind of heady, but I think we have lost a lot of the will to indulge in those kinds of conversations. Social media has taken us to a shallow level of interaction, and I wonder if we push that over into the kinds of conversations we have with people. When I was an elementary school counselor, I would eat lunch with the kids in the lunchroom and bring a box of questions with me. Then, while we ate, I would look at the kiddos and ask, "Do you want me to ask hard questions?" The answer was always a resounding yes. They loved to be asked hard questions and then to give their answer, which often led to other thoughts by students around the table. I do the same with the adults in my life and with my journal, which is all filled with quotes. I will ask any willing group if they want to play the journal game, and then have someone pick a number between one and the last page I have written on in my journal. I read that page, and most often, a stimulating conversation ensues. I believe humans do want to move beyond the perfunctory or controversial conversational topics and go beyond the shallowness that we have become accustomed to in our society. But someone usually needs to lead the way. Sometimes broaching an interesting question and then just going around the circle and sharing thoughts and feelings about things can really become engaging and meaningful. We do need to model this for children so that we nurture deep, thoughtful, insightful, critical thinkers in our next generation. My husband Donnie gave me a book some years ago entitled Power Questions by Andrew Sobel and Jerry Panis. It is basically a business book, but it has some great information and shows the power of questions in building relationships. For example, asking the question for a group such as, "What was the happiest day of your life?" can bring out stories and connections. Then, to begin the dig, follow up by asking why it was so meaningful, and you're on your way. Many people think they don't want to be intrusive by asking deeper questions, but I have a hunch that might be an excuse because it can be scary. But practice sincere curiosity. It is a wonderful thing in life. This week, on your bathroom mirror, write, I will be curious and ask meaningful questions to enhance conversations. Join me next Monday for Live, Life Inspired Views for Every Day. I'm Chris Meyer, and I'm a curious soul.